Lady Charmaine, and my guest today is a former NFL football player. He played quarterback for three National Football League teams, the St. Louis Rams, the New York Giants, and the Arizona Cardinals. And he's here today to talk about his new life-changing television show that is giving ordinary people a second chance. I want you to help me welcome the USA Channel's The Moment host. His name is Mr. Kurt Warner. How you doing, Kurt? Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm doing well today.
Good. Thank you for joining me on the show today. I want to talk about your brand new show that is actually changing the lives of just ordinary people. Tell me about the show and just the whole premise, and how did the idea even come about?
Well, the premise of the show is, as you mentioned, giving people second chances, but there's a little bit more to it. Is most of the people, or I should say all the people on the show, are individuals that were chasing their dream, and as oftentimes happens, life got in the way. Something happened out of their control, some different circumstances forcing them to step away from their dream. What I get to do as the host of the show is I get to step back in at a later time and offer them the opportunity to chase their dream again. And from there, it kind of reminds me of a Rocky movie. It's like coming back into their life, telling them we got a title fight waiting for them, and if they accept the opportunity, then we take them through a couple weeks of intense training with a coach, with a mentor, really trying to get them up to speed. And then at the end of the show, they have an audition or an interview for their dream job. And so it's a way for these individuals that maybe thought their dream was over, that life dealt them a blow that they couldn't overcome. And now we get to step back in and offer them that opportunity again and watch them chase their passion.
Now, seeing these people, because of course, you were the host of the show, and then you see the whole end of it. How has this show impacted your life?
Well, having been someone who had my career in the NFL simply because somebody gave me a second chance, I understand the excitement that goes into it. I understand the work, the struggles, what you have to overcome. But I also understand the possibilities of how getting a second chance at your dream and living in your passions can change everything from your demeanor, the way you go about your daily life, to the opportunities that you have, and more importantly, the impact that you have. I truly believe that when people live in their passion, that's where they have the greatest opportunity to truly inspire and impact people. And that's what this is all about. Is I know how much I love the game of football, and how there was probably nothing else in the world that could have, kind of filled that void for me. And I believe a lot of people out there are exactly like that they've got something that they have a desire to do, something that makes them feel alive, that fulfills their life. And most people don't get an opportunity to do that. So to be able to give nine hopefuls that opportunity, and hopefully to inspire millions of people at home to chase their dream, to find a way to get that dream, to introduce their passion back into their life, is really the goal of this show. And so I'm extremely excited about it, and it's been a fun process watching these individuals get that chance, watching them deal with some struggles and overcome and get some breakthroughs as they head into that final interview.
Now, out of all the shows, why did you choose to host this series?
Well, there's the direct correlation between my life and what these hopefuls are going through, and so that was a natural connection. But for me, having had the career in the NFL, I've always had a goal of anything that I do. I want to impact people, and whether that was my platform playing football, whether that was starting my foundation, whether that's different speaking engagements or endorsement deals that I get. And, it's the same now in my quote-unquote retirement. When I choose to do things, I want them to be directed on being able to impact the lives of other people and to impact those lives in a positive way. And so when I was offered the chance to host this show, knowing full well the chance that I had to impact people's lives, I thought it was a no-brainer. I thought it was a chance to step into something new, a new door that got it open for me in retirement, but more importantly, to do what I feel I'm called to do, and that's use my platform to impact other people's lives.
Now, looking back on your career as a professional football player, can you describe a life-changing moment in your career?
So many. I remember the negative one. I remember in my first situation with the NFL, I remember a coach telling me that, He wanted me to go into a practice, and he wanted to basically put me in the game. And I remember saying to myself, I'm not ready. I've only been here a couple of days. I don't know what I'm doing. If I go in, I'm going to fail. And so I told the coach, I'm not ready. I don't want to go in. And I thought it was in my best interest to not go in. What I realized was that it told people more about who I was by choosing not to go in than even had I gone in and failed. And I ended up getting cut from that team a few weeks later. And that was when I went on that journey of hoping that I would get a second chance. And so that was a moment that changed everything for me. It changed my perception on things, but also was a moment that could have cost me the chance at the dream. Fortunately, I was able to get another moment a few years later when I was in St. Louis, and the coach told me that I had made the team. And I thought back to that first moment and said, okay, I've got another chance. I'm not gonna leave it in anybody else's hands. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna have to show people that I can earn this position, that I deserve this position. But it's all up to me. No more sitting back and worrying about failure. Now it's time to jump in with both feet and see what I've got.
Wow. That's great, because you can really talk to people on the show because you were given a second chance. So you totally understand it. So you don't just talk just with sympathy, but you can empathize with where each one of these contestants are, right?
Well, exactly. I think that's one of the great things about being the host of the show is that it's not just a host in regards to getting the show from one place to another, but I've, been in the same situations that all of these individuals have been in, and I have a chance to encourage them and share stories with them that I went through, moments that changed me, moments that maybe they can learn from, as they go on their quest for their dream. And so that's one of the most fun parts for me is that I've been there. I understand. I understand the struggles, the frustration, the moments where you go, man, I can't do this, pushing through and then seeing the breakthroughs. And as I said, the greatest thing is the possibilities. When you're chasing after what you love to do, I'm a guy that even though I started late and a lot of people didn't think I was going to get that chance, I'm a guy that turned that into a great possibilities, great things that you can accomplish if you get back and you're willing to chase after this thing full force. And so there's a lot of angles to being the host of this show that really relate to me and allow me to share my life with not only the people at home, but the hopefuls as well.
And like they say, the possibilities. Do you have a favorite episode working on the show? Was there just a moment in one of the episodes that just really touched you that you can share with us?
There are so many moments. It's so hard to say because you don't necessarily get partial to any of the contestants or the hopefuls on the show. I think the moments that just resonate with me are the breakthrough moments. That in almost every episode, you see that the hopeful comes up against that wall, that obstacle, that whatever that thing is that's been preventing them from really, chasing after their dream and jumping in full force. And, I remember those moments. And so my favorite parts are watching them go through the struggle, watching them, deal with their mentor and start pushing the limits. And then when they get the breakthroughs, when those breakthroughs come where they see no longer does this obstacle have to hold me back. No longer will this prevent me from doing whatever I want to do in life. Those are the moments to me that resonate the most. And you'll see them in every episode where they face those moments and then they have to get over that hurdle. And I know whether they get the job at the end of the show or not, that's going to change their life. That's going to allow them and free them up to be able to do and be more of who they want to be, when the show's over.
Wow. Now, I understand there's a ministry component to the show called Make the Moment. What is it and how can churches sign up for it?
It's an awesome initiative, and they're actually going to have an email blast that's sent out across the country to churches, in the next few days. So churches across the country should be getting that information. But it is a great component because, we're going to have the show. We're going to impact, this first season. We're going to impact the 9 people that go through the process. Hopefully, we're going to impact millions of people that sit home and watch it. But this is another initiative that's going to allow us, I think, to maybe reach more people than either one of those other 2 entities. And what it is it's online questionnaire that pastors can sign up for, and they can get in touch with their congregation. They can basically ask their congregation to go online and fill out these questionnaires, and it breaks down, what their gifts and talents are, what they're doing at the current in their current position. Do they currently have their own business? Are they currently in a position to help someone else out? And then you're going to have people in the congregation that are searching for a dream. That, hey, I want to be, just for example, we have somebody in your congregation that, like myself, was an ex-NFL football player, and then you have maybe a young kid that dreams of being an NFL football player. Maybe he doesn't have the financial means to get the training. Maybe he doesn't know who to connect with and where to go. And so the idea is to get in touch with all these people in your congregation. So now the pastor can reach out to me and say, Kurt, I've got this young man in our church that dreams of being a football player. Will you take him under your wing? Will you mentor him? Will you, give him some instruction and help him along his way to fulfill his dream? And that's the idea of Make the Moment, is that so many people in churches want to help. They want to give back. They want to be able to use their platform to impact people, but they have no idea how to do it or who to reach out to. And this is going to be a means where churches can connect people within their congregation. They can connect to their community with an amazing opportunity to truly impact the lives of I think, millions and millions of people. So I'm extremely excited about that endeavor. And like I said, we're just about ready to send out an email blast with a video component talking about what Make the Moment is. But in a nutshell, that's what it's all about. It's ministries connecting people together to be able to take them to new levels in life.
Wow, that is apt. Because I was just thinking, in our churches, we have so many people that are business owners. They can bless somebody with a job. So many people that have so many different skills that would be able to be a blessing. And what a fabulous idea. I mean, our church is so full of possibilities, as you were saying earlier. And I love how when you were talking earlier, you were talking about moments. And every time you would say there's been moments. And the show is called The Moment. And just giving our churches the opportunity just to make the moment in somebody else's life. That is fantastic. Well, I look forward to getting the e-blast so I can share it with my church as well. If people wanted to find out more about the television show, where can they go? What's the website?
On Twitter and all over the place. The Moment at USA, themoment.com. You can find out more about the show. But like I say, it's all over the place. Go to USA. The USA Network's website, you'll find it there. You can follow me on Twitter at Kurt13Warner or The Moment USA at the Moment USA. On Facebook and Twitter. So it's really all over the place right now, and so it's easy to find, and we're excited about it. The premiere is April 11th, next Thursday. A week from today, and so we're excited about the possibilities.
Again, Kurt, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show, and definitely we want to remind everyone, make sure you tune in next Thursday, April the 11th on the USA channel and watch The Moment, and you're going to be inspired. Again, thank you so much, Kurt. It's a pleasure having you, and we look forward to having you back.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you having me on.
You're welcome.